Cheese. Something I've had to keep learning and relearning is that things nearly never go according to plan, or at least the ability to plan something out and then execute it according to plan is just not a grace that I seem to possess. Um, because somewhere between the start and the finish, or maybe even before the start, maybe before I managed to get past the planning stage, something shall happen, something goes wrong. It all tends to go like completely off track. Things don't go the way I expected them to. People don't do what I wish they would, or sometimes even I make a plan and then the next day I wake up with absolutely no drive, no willpower to actually execute that plan. Sometimes the weather is like psych. Something always happens. Um, Either things that are within or outside my control to mess with my carefully calculated plans. I mean, maybe the problem is that I actually didn't plan as carefully as I thought I did. Because maybe there's some eventualities, some possibly some contingencies that I did not account for in my plans. But then I swear, sometimes I'll literally think of everything. There is nothing I did not think of in this plan. But somehow, it's as if life seems to like to enjoy making a game of like shocking me with some completely out of left field. Like, what even is this? Like, what was the reason? And it's funny how it shocks me every time, even though by now it's like a canon. It's a canon event, guys. A recurring canon event. That's why I've had to learn to make a habit of always having a plan B, or more realistically, in my case, a plan B, C, D, E, body F. And you'll be surprised that even that you plan F, it will still fail. I usually have this mental game, politics, superstition, whatever. Whereas, like, I fully believe that if I think of something, like if I think of a possibility, it is not going to happen. So if I really want something, I'm going to do my best to not think of that thing happening. Which I mean, by that point, it's already over. It's a losing game. But yeah, somehow I'm innately convinced that once I picture something in my mind, it's gone. It's not going to happen. So I mean, one something I've had to learn as a result of that is to just go with it, which is not always the easiest thing to do. There are those of us that don't feel comfortable just going without any knowledge of where. Some of us don't know how to operate without, if not a plan, then at least some sort of idea, like a semblance of a direction, like what's going on. Some of us don't have an easy time just living day by day and letting things happen. I'm sorry, that was not. But I'm learning to live at least to some extent for the plot. Just do things I wouldn't normally do, things I don't have a plan B for, things that some of them that are clearly bad ideas. Within reason, obviously. I'm not going to do something like life threatening or something alarming with an addiction or like jail time. I'm not crazy. I know I found that sometimes doing things that you normally wouldn't do just for the plot is is a really fun way to live. It's really rewarding. It can be because because it opens up possibilities that you may not have even considered because you were too busy planning your route, too busy charting your path. You didn't notice this other one that's just off the road. Yeah, it could lead to unprecedented um, possibilities, solutions to problems that you wouldn't have thought of on your own if you had just followed your lead out path. And if nothing else, at least you have fun in the moment. Even if you get in trouble, at least in the moment you had fun and you have good memories to look back on. So pros, cons. Another thing I've had to learn and relearn, well, it's more like a skill I've had to hone or a brain muscle I've had to build is how to be unusual, creative. Um, in more cliche terms, think outside the box. You know those problems you get faced with, or like you see obstacles to your plans, or curveballs you get thrown, and you have to just sit with them for like a minute or 10. Like when you made a monumental mess, for example, and you just need to take the first 10 minutes and sit down and ponder the mess before you begin to think of how to resolve the problem. And then when you're finally ready to pick yourself up and gather yourself and find a solution to your problem, there's none forthcoming. There seems to be nothing. Well, this is where creativity comes in, the ability to think outside the box, like I said, to come up with unusual solutions, like non-mainstream, like this is completely out there, but it just might work. I find myself in this position a lot where there's literally a straightforward path to where I want to go, what I want to achieve, but then I lack the skills or the know-how or the time or the resources to go through that path. So I literally have to take a roundabout. It's like, you know how that you take shortcuts. No, I'm taking the longest roundabout method to get where I need to go. And I mean, at the end of the day, I get there. But like, it would have been much easier if I could have just gone the straight path. I just did not have the ability to. In conclusion, I've learned to look for alternative ways to overcome problems and get past hurdles. When plan B through F fail, maybe try plan K. The final lesson I've had to learn and relearn multiple times when it comes to sudden changes of plans. And you would think this would be the most basic thing. Somehow it's not. It is asking for help. I'm not the best when it comes to reaching out and asking for help when I need it. Most times it's actually my last resort. I will try everything before I think of, oh, maybe I should ask somebody to assist me. Because I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's an independence thing, being too independent for too long. So now you don't know how to depend on others. Or maybe it's that I don't want to bother people, don't want to make them have to put in have to expend energy or time or effort on me. But then I mean, we live in a society, guys. You literally you can't get by without the help of other people. You literally have to ask for help. We live in a collaborative society. You literally cannot move forward without the help of other people. What's that code? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So yeah, um, I am learning. I am growing as well. I mean, I think I've grown to some extent. I find it a lot easier than I used to reach out and ask people, hey, can you help me with this? Um, or do you know how to go about this thing or solve this problem? It's still a struggle. I'm still working on it, but yeah, because there's so many problems that I realize I may not have the tools to tackle them with. But if I would just ask this other person, they just might, or they might know someone who knows just how you can overcome this. Low-key relationships are an asset, not even low-key, high-key relationships are an asset, guys. So I don't know. It's something we should all learn to utilize a bit more. Moral lesson. If you take nothing else from this video. But you know, sometimes unexpected changes in plans are not the worst thing that could happen. Um, Sometimes they open up unexpected possibilities for you that you could not have imagined yourself. And even if things don't pan out how I expected, how I wanted, at the end of the day, 90% of the time, actually turns out better, or at the very least, not that bad. So yeah, that's today's ramble about something I found interesting. Um, I hope I hope it was fun to listen to. I had fun recording. I might not have all the fun editing, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, do all the cool stuff. Thank you. There's like what, four, five? Like, subscribe, share to a friend. Um, comment something. And yeah, is that all? I feel like there's one more. Okay, I'll be back with another video, another ramble eventually. So bye. Peace.